Hi, how are you everyone? I have commented that I have not used the D750 recently, so here are some of the reasons. I'm using XT2 more than D750, but it doesn't mean one is better than the other. I just feel XT2 better expresses the way how I want to take photos and fits to my liking. Having used XT2 for 10 months, I feel this has better usability for taking street photography. People use different cameras for the different purpose or for different intentions, and every camera has its merits and demerits. I use XT2 primarily for snap photos and street photography, and it has become my daily routine. If you haven't seen my photos, please check my Instagram. I also take landscapes, night views, portraits, etc. sometimes. I wouldn't know anything about taking sports scenes, wild animals, or other genres. So I hope this video will help street photographers who are considering of buying XT2. Let me introduce my photography experience first, in case if you are new here. I started taking photos about 3 years ago and started this YouTube channel almost at the same time. To be honest, I knew nothing about camera. I didn't even know what aperture, ISO, prime lens, full frame, or cropped all meant. Literally no knowledge of camera basics. Of course, YouTube has been the best reference for me, but was mostly self-taught. I thought I can take good photographies just by getting high-end cameras. Sounds silly, right? But immediately after getting the camera, I realized that the art of taking photography is not as easy as that. Not only did I need to learn every basics, I also needed to have an artistic sense as well. Every photographers are once the beginners, so I thought it might be fun to record my trials and errors on this channel and share my experience with whom I think are in the same situation. I chose Nikon D750 for my first DSLR because it was the newest model at the time of its release and was one of the high-end models. I know some of you might not have considered D750 as a high-end model, but I thought it was at the time. Having tested several situations on photographies, as you can see on my old videos, I realized that I particularly enjoy taking street photography. Well, that's my short background on photography, and I'm still in the learning process. Back to the main theme. I got XT2 because I wanted to have a smaller camera for my daily use that I can just put it in my bag. On the contrary to the initial purpose, my favorite part of XT2 had become not size nor mobility, but its usability, especially this one here. 3-direction tilting screen. I particularly like the function which tilts upwards. 3-direction tilting screen has become a very important factor for me when choosing a camera. It's necessary to have this function as I tend to take vertical photos for my photo collection. Now, you might be thinking, why wouldn't you be using EVF? I rarely use EVF at shooting street photography unless under the harsh light where I can't see the LCD. When I take a picture, I compose the frame first. I guess every photographer do the same. And by using LCD, I'm able to see what is coming into my frame and then wait for people, cars, or whatever the subject I want to capture to come into that frame to get the moment. Through the viewfinder, that wouldn't be possible. My view is totally disconnected with the background. Moreover, it gives me a wider allowance to position my camera. For example, I placed my camera just above the paddle. Nobody wants to sit on the dirty paddle when looking at the viewfinder, so LCD is more useful than EVF for me. And again, the tilting upward function is necessary for vertical shooters. One more thing. When I use live view monitor on D750, the AF speed is far slower than usual. That means I tend to miss shooting the moment. On the other hand, mirrorless camera won't have that issue. Because of this, I do use D750, but not as often as XT2 for a street photography. So if you are a type of street photographer like me and LCD heavy user, you will like the tilt screen and the quick AF on XT2. To be honest, to unlock the tilt here was a hassle because it's flat and slippery. It's tricky at the beginning to unlock and takes some time to get the hang of it. I think it would be the easiest way to hold the camera like this with my right hand and unlock with my left thumb. Alright, what about the image quality? If you haven't seen the comparison of image quality videos that I made previously, please check them out. It seems as though I don't have any more use for D750, but that's certainly not for the case here. I would still use it for a larger scenery or in the dark and enjoy D750 for a many different purposes. If anything, I would be hoping to release Nikon with full-frame mirrorless in the future, of course with vertical tilt LCD. Okay, that's it for today. Please press good and subscribe my channel and Instagram. See you soon at the next video. Bye!